Hey guys, how's it going? Here are your daily fantasy baseball matchups for August 19th, 2020. First game I'm going over is Los Angeles Angels at San Francisco Giants. Patrick Sandoval versus Johnny Cueto. Johnny Cueto in his career has given up 2 home runs to Justin Upton and 1 home run to Pujols. Definitely look to target those guys today in your contests. No data to go over for Patrick Sandoval versus Giants lineup. Next game we're going over is Los Angeles Dodgers at Seattle Mariners. Julio Urias I like today versus this Mariners lineup. Not a lot of data to go over, but Mariners are one of the worst teams versus lefties. I'll show that data later. Taijuan Walker versus this Dodgers lineup. I like Corey Seager a lot today. Jock Peterson. Unfortunately, Corey Seager's price has gone up and up since the season started, so he's not nearly the same value he used to be. Next game we're going over, Arizona Diamondbacks at Oakland Athletics. Merrill Kelly and Jesus Luzardo. Take a look at these pitchers today. I would lean Luzardo more than Merrill Kelly because that Diamondbacks lineup has not looked too hot and that Oakland lineup has. Next game we're going over is Texas Rangers at San Diego Padres. The dominant Lance Lynn going against the meh Chris Paddock so far this year. Lynn has been so good that I don't really like any of these Padres hitters. Lynn has been shut down. He's been shutting down lineups. I would say maybe take a look at Will Myers or Eric Hosmer. Obviously, Tatis, if you're going to pay the price, but I think Tatis is the kind of guy where, he's $6,000. He's like $1,000 more than anyone else right now. It's not really someone I should, not really a lot of analysis to go into Tatis. He's just playing out of his mind. Chris Paddock, though, I think this is a really, really important start for Chris Paddock. He has struggled this year, and this Rangers lineup has struggled this year. And if Paddock can't put together a good start here, I have some concerns for the trajectory of his career. I think this is a make-or-break start for him. At least, maybe he has something bothering him this year, but if he can't put together a decent 2-run affair today, 6 innings, a couple strikeouts against this weak Rangers lineup, I don't think he's the pitcher everyone thought he was. Next game is Houston Astros at Colorado Rockies. Framber Valdez versus Ryan Castellano. No matchup data to go over for this game. Next game, Milwaukee Brewers at Minnesota Twins. Brett Anderson against Rich Hill. You could take Rich Hill here. He might leave the start with a blister, so that's always a risk. But the price is good for Rich Hill. Brett Anderson, don't know a lot about him really. The lefty going against this Brewers lineup. Home runs for Miguel Sano and Mitch Garver. Take a look at Mitch Garver today. Nelson Cruz has 4 home runs in his career versus Brett Anderson. Take a look at Cruz today. Take a look at Buxton Rosario and Alex Avila also. No home runs, but high OPSs. Versus Rich Hill for this Brewers lineup. Jed Jerko, Orlando Arcia, Christian Yelich at the top. After that, it steps off pretty quickly. I don't think you're going to be getting anyone else in that Brewers lineup today besides Jerko, Orlando Arcia, and Christian Yelich. Detroit Tigers at Chicago White Sox. Casey Mize making what I believe to be his major league debut. Won't be going too deep, I would assume, but going to be interesting to watch. Probably don't pick him up any contests, but definitely take a look at that game today. Next game up, Cincinnati Reds at Kansas City Royals. This was postponed yesterday. Trevor Bauer is still pitching. Matt Harvey, though, is pitching for the Royals, so I still like Shogo Akiyama. I like Jesse Winker. I like Joey Votto. I like any hitter in this Reds lineup today. I think any of these guys can go yard today after Matt Harvey, who, unless he has started taking steroids or has reinvented himself, is absolutely done being a major league starter and needs to start working on becoming a reliever. Trevor Bauer versus this Royals lineup. I love Bauer here today. At the top, though, a lot of high OPS is kind of surprised to see that. Hunter Dozier, Alberto Mondesi, Jorge Soler, and Cam Gallinger, all with OPS above 1,000 versus Trevor Bauer, so keep an eye on those guys today. For this Mets-Marlins game, Jacob deGrom versus Pablo Lopez. Again, for the Marlins, Jesus Aguilar. Also take a look at Brian Anderson, who's also homered against deGrom in his career. And Anderson has looked pretty good from what I've seen from him this year. Pablo Lopez going against his Mets lineup. I would take Lopez again today. I know he had a really good start last time, and it's hard to do that again. But he's looked pretty good so far. Shout out to Nimmo for hitting that home run last night. I think tonight you can expect a homer from McNeil or Conforto. They each have a home run in their career versus Pablo Lopez, my bad, in less than 10 at-bats, and so does Rosario. But I really like McNeil here. I think McNeil needs to get started, and I don't think there's any reason he won't get started. He has yet to hit a home run yet this year. I think tonight's the night McNeil goes yard. If McNeil or Conforto, I think one of them is a solid pickup today against Pablo Lopez, who I can't imagine him shutting down this Mets lineup the way he did last week, and he was dominant last week. If he is dominant again this week, we have to start considering Pablo Lopez a top starting pitcher that has reinvented himself this year. Next game up is Cleveland Indians at Pittsburgh Pirates. No day to go over for Aaron Savale, but he's a good pickup today versus this weak Pirates lineup, who's last in the major leagues hitting righties. Steven Brault, the lefty, versus this Indians lineup. 2 home runs for Domingo Santana in his career. No one else has hit a home run off him. Not a lot of data to go over, so I guess Domingo Santana is your guy today for this Indians lineup. Next game up, Tampa Bay Rays at New York Yankees. Tyler Glasnow versus Garrett Cole. Obviously, I like Cole more today here. I don't think Glasnow did too good last time he pitched. I think it might have been against the Red Sox. 1 home run for Mike Ford, and that's it for the Yankees for home runs off of Tyler Glasnow. So definitely get Ford today, the lefty, which is funny. Yankees really have no lefty bats. And for this Tampa Bay Rays lineup versus Garrett Cole, I don't really want to suggest anyone against Garrett Cole. Yandy Diaz for $2,900. Jose Martinez is too expensive, I feel like, for a day going against Garrett Cole. So I can't see you picking up too many of these Tampa Bay Rays hitters going against one of the best pitchers in baseball. Next game up, Washington Nationals at Atlanta Braves. Eric Fetty against Kyle Wright. I think you want to stack some Braves hitters today. Marcelo Zuna, Adam Duvall, and Austin Riley. Pretty good budget right there for a lot of pop. And those 3 bats right there. Marcelo Zuna and Duvall have homered against Eric Fetty before, but this Braves lineup owns 2 plate appearances. They still own crazy OPSs against Eric Fetty, and Eric Fetty's going dirt cheap today, so you're not picking Eric Fetty up. Kyle Wright versus Nationals lineup at the top. Adam Eaton and Victor Robles. No one else really there to talk about besides them. Chicago Cubs, the St. Louis Cardinals. No pitchers announced yet for that game. Cincinnati Reds at Kansas City Royals, the first game of the day for Royals and Reds. Luis Castillo going against Brad Keller. No home runs for these Royal hitters against Keller, and no home runs for these Reds hitters. No home runs for these Reds hitters against Keller. No home runs for these Royal hitters against Castillo. Pretty interesting. Don't think I've seen that before in a matchup. And Shogo Akiyami, I said it, I think I mentioned him today and yesterday. I think Shogo Akiyami is a good option. He hasn't been doing too much, but he's a lefty bat. He's going to get the starts against righties. And he hasn't looked lost. He just hasn't really, kind of like Nemo, he's just not really hitting too much. I wish there was more data available for these games today, though. It seems like a lot of rookie pitchers. For the next game up, we have Alex Mills, another young pitcher, versus Jack Flaherty. Jack Flaherty has accumulated some at-bats versus these Cub hitters. Anthony Rizzo has taken him deep 3 times, so pick up Rizzo today if you can't fit Moreland in your lineup for the Red Sox. Herman Perez, Kyle Schwarber, Wilson Contreras have all homered in their career versus Jack Flaherty, but their OPSs aren't nearly as good as Rizzo's is. Rizzo and Kipnis, and I'll say Happ, but especially Rizzo and Jason Kipnis are good plays today for the Cubs lineup. Kipnis is going for a good price, and he should be starting today. Alex Mills, 1 home run given up versus Matt Carpenter. Definitely target Carpenter again today, but not too many suggestions I can make in this Cardinals lineup besides him. Next matchup we're talking about is Philadelphia Phillies at Boston Red Sox. Jake Arrieta going against his lineup has given up 1 home run to Mitch Moreland, and that's the only guy. Definitely target Moreland today. Christian Vasquez if you want to pay for a catcher. Kyle Hart going against this Phillies lineup. Probably an opener, not sure, but he's never pitched against them. And last game we're going over, Toronto Blue Jays at Baltimore Orioles. The veteran pitcher Tanner Roark going against Tommy Malone. Not a lot of data to go over. No home runs for Roark against these 2 Oriole hitters, Ruiz and Chris Davis. But you got guys like Anthony Santander, Hunter Alberto. Pedro Severino, Chance Cisco, that are good pickups for that Orioles lineup. Tommy Malone, the lefty, going against this Blue Jays lineup. I like Travis Shaw here, and Grichuk has. Don't know if you guys picked up Grichuk last night and the night before when I said to, but he's homered in the past 3 or 4 games. Had another home run last night and another double. So Grichuk is on fire. Definitely take a look at Grichuk, not just in daily fantasy, but in your fantasy leagues. Now let's go over these team offensive data versus team handiness. So this is what I was saying with Chris Paddack. Chris Paddack better put together a good start today versus this Texas lineup. Almost 30% worse than average against righties. And the Mariners. The Mariners have been awful this year versus lefties. So Julio Urias, who limited the Padres to 2 runs last week, he has I think he has the best matchup today. I think he has the best combination of skill and matchup. I know DeGrom and Cole are pitching today, but they don't really have easy matchups. They're not going against teams that have been almost 50% worse than average against their handiness. So I think Julio Urias has a great matchup. I think Chris Paddack has a great matchup too, but I don't think Chris Paddack will perform and capitalize on that matchup. Do with that what you may. Hope you enjoyed the video. Good luck, and have a good one.